What's up?
Hello, welcome to the first episode of Daze in many, many moons where all four of us are here.
We did it.
We did it. We did
We are
it.
joined
We
today
did
by
it.
Brendan,
Right.
Ben, Shane, and Jadu.
I knew we could do
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
I'm the one. If you can't tell which one I am, Jadu. By the way, I'm the one with the crispy clean voice,
That Chris.
Oh,
You said that like Harsha.
and also with the new tattoo,
Yo.
which the people listening on Spotify can't.
wait, which one is it? Or which one's new? The astronaut? Oh, it's like, oh,
Did you get
dude,
an
that's
astronaut in there?
sick.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's because of the TikTok song.
Dude, that's so fucking cool.
That's
And this blue one, pale blue dot.
Oh, I like it.
So it's like a full half forearm sleeve basically. Wraps around.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Also, if you look at it from different sides, it looks like he's like falling or jumping, and then right now he's resting, getting a good night's sleep, and then right now he's like just like floating. Yeah, you can do a lot of fun
Wow.
things with it. If my Wi-Fi ever stops working, I'll have plenty of fun just playing with my tattoo.
Hanging
That's
out
right.
with your new buddy.
Does he
Yeah.
have a name?
So yeah.
You can name him. You listeners send in ideas for names. The first listeners that sends the idea, I'll name the astronaut after the idea. The first one. Only if you're the very
Tattoo-
first one.
Yeah.
If you call right now.
Tattoo McTattoo arm.
I like how you just completely
Yeah.
disregarded the planets that are on there because you really like throwing some shade to my boy Saturn.
I mean, do you like this boy? None of these planets. By the way, for the listeners, I'm showing my tattoo. My tattoo has an astronaut and 3 different planets, and one of them has rings. But it's not necessarily Saturn. This isn't necessarily the moon either, and this isn't necessarily Pluto. I mean, it can be anything. This is this doesn't even need to be a person. It could be like a dog or a drone or an alien. Yeah.
Did I tell you guys about how I was gonna get a tattoo? So to give you some context, there was a conversation about tattoos like 2 weeks ago, and I was telling Brendan like, hey, like I don't think I'm gonna get one anytime soon, but I finally have this really cool idea. It's like a King Giz logo. I think it would be really sick. I might put it on my thigh or something. And I didn't tell this to anyone in this group, but you do. I swear to God, 2 days later, Ben messages us and says, hey, look at the tattoo I got. And it was the exact same tattoo that he just coincidentally got. So long story short, now I can't get that tattoo because that would be, I think, a little weird at this point. No
Or it
offense,
could
Ben.
be even cooler. It'd be
Yeah,
even cooler.
I absolutely think that it's not a terrible idea for you to get it if you want it. Like, if you're worried about offending me or something, something like a poser, like don't. Like,
Poser.
it's still a sick tattoo, dude.
It is a sick tattoo. I think if I was to get it, I would color it in. I wouldn't just do the outline, but we'll see. I'm gonna be
So yours sucks, basically, Ben.
yeah.
Yours, the way you did it, is definitely not how I would.
Yeah,
do
I'm
it.
definitely taking some tips from the way Ben's was, just because like I think that there are like some things that I just didn't care for too much that I didn't even realize until I saw it in ink.
Nah, I just like the green, but that's okay. Ben, I respect it, but we'll see what I do. I'm still.
Also,
Oh wait,
I
what's going on?
saved this piece.
Oh.
I saved this piece of chocolate in the same place as I keep my weed, and now it smells like weed so much.
Did you go get me high, bro?
It smells like an edible, but it's not. It was just put on the same like place.
Bro, wait, Jadu, put your hand up like that again. Like you had it. Like, bro, your pinky is did you break your pinky one time? When you had it all the way out,
No, I
your
never-
pinky was like at a weird angle. It's crazy. All right. We gotta
Oh,
stop.
like this?
Oh, like that, yeah. I feel like I
I
don't
can do
know.
this with all my fingers. Wait,
Are
you
you
can't do
double-
that?
Are you double jointed?
I think you're double jointed, dude.
I think so.
Damn.
I don't know.
Dude,
look
you
at
guys,
us making discoveries.
I used to know this kid in like elementary school who was double jointed, and he could like literally dislocate his shoulders like at will and then pop them right back in. So like he would just like go up to someone and just be like move his arm weird and like make his shoulder come out and be like, ah, what the fuck, and people would like freak out and then he just pop it back in. One time like at lunch recess or whatever, he had one of my friends like punch him in the arm in front of like the supervisor, like the recess lady. And then like he's like, and then like he had his arm out, and he just like screaming like, "What the fuck? You broke my arm!" Such a niche talent.
That's a good skill to use when you're about to take a test you didn't prepare for. You can just say, "Oh, I don't know what happened," and then you have to not take it.
My arm's on the fritz again. Damn.
My arm's acting up. Yeah, the stupid arm. It's a condition.
So before we started recording, we were. All right, we'll cut this out. Before we started recording, we were having a nice conversation. Oh my god, what's going on? Shit.
Before we.
Are you just eating the chocolate?
You just started eating the chocolate. You're so fucking.
Did you eat the chocolate, Jadu?
Yeah.
All right.
How long has that been in there?
Ben's never gonna
just
tell
let
the story.
Ben say it. Yeah, just let Ben speak.
Oh my god, I was just trying to transition us back into the Olympics. We were having a good conversation before we started recording. Did you guys see the clip? I think it was like the men's triathlon, and there was a false start because there was like a boat that blocked like half of like the starting area, and like half the athletes couldn't like get in because there's just a boat in the way.
What? How did they mess that up?
Apparently it was there getting like a close-up shot, and then they like had some mistake, like they turned the wrong way or something, and there's like the starting area was like wide straight point over, I think it was the ocean, I assume. That they were starting the triathlon in for the swimming portion. But then there are these like walls at either side. It was kind of like a little mini like bay or like harbor kind of thing. But like so the boat was in like within the walls, like getting a close-up shot, and then they got trapped because of the wall. And then someone, like whoever was starting it, just like had no awareness of like the area of their surroundings and just like started the race. And so like the boat was blocking like half the athletes from even being able to like go in past like 10 feet, and everybody else false started and then like realized what was going on. And that sucks if you're the athlete. You like tire because like at the beginning, you're gonna use
the adrenaline.
Yeah,
that's tough. And yeah, Ben's description doesn't even do it justice. Like this boat is straight up in the middle of the race. Like it is like it'd be like if a car parked on like half of the track. It's like a track field.
Normalize letting boats compete in the triathlon.
It'd be like the term like park. The term in soccer, park the bus. It'd be like if like someone literally parked a bus on half the soccer field. Man, like it'd be like, hey, can you please move this bus? But
a true triathlete would know how to swim around a boat.
Yeah, Ben actually brought up a really fun fact that actually ties into this. Norway just won their first ever gold medal in the Summer Olympics. And it was actually in that race. It was in the triathlon. Shit. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then in the women's triathlon, Bermuda won their first gold medal. So weirdly enough, in the triathlon, the countries that won got their first ever gold medals in the event, which is pretty sick, actually.
That is so sick, yeah. Bro, Jadu, I saw a clip of the Brazilian surfer. I don't know if he won gold or not, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, it was crazy. He got gold for that.
Bro, I also saw that girl who was like 12 years old.
13.
Apparently just freaking
that was crazy, yeah.
Wait, in what event?
Bro, so for street skate, which is the only skate event that happened already, because there's skate park, which is a completely different thing, which is like skating in a bowl.
Yeah.
But for street skate, the gold and silver medals lists were 13-year-olds, and the bronze medalist was a 16-year-old, which is the youngest podium ever in the Olympics. And the one Brennan's referring to is the Brazilian 13-year-old that took silver. And she's so cute. Like everyone in Brazil is in love with her. Like she's adorable. Like there were so many people competing that are like 3 times her age, and she's the one that won. And she's so charismatic, and like everyone just wants to hang out with her and hug her, and everyone's really proud of her. Especially like Brazilians aren't necessarily in love with like or soccer team right now. So then when we compare like a bunch of stubborn, like kind of like at times childish acting 30-year-olds who get paid millions that literally accomplish nothing, and then we compare that with like a 13-year-old girl who just loves to skate and just got a silver medal at the first like skate thing for the Olympics. Everyone's just really proud of her. And then the surf, yeah, we got gold. Brazil was gold in the very first surf I don't know, championship in the Olympics. We were supposed to like we have number 1 through 3 of the world ranking. Like the first, the second, and the third best surfers in the world are Brazilian. But Japan paid the ref for one of the decisions there, because this guy, if you can look up the thing. This Japanese guy got a 933 for a trick, or they call it an aerial trick. That Medina, which is the Brazilian guy, did better and got like an 8.44 for, which is bullshit. But yeah, we got gold. It's our only gold, I think, still.
Ever?
No, you don't even have a
No.
soccer
So
gold?
far, this just started.
Oh,
I've
I was
definitely
like-
gotten golds and things.
I was gonna say, goddamn.
Hey,
No,
can
yeah,
you
Brazil
answer for
usually-
me, like, how the frick do they like measure a surfing trick to like 3
It's
sig
bullshit.
things like
It's.
that?
I mean, it's judges. It's whatever they
It's-
quantify.
yeah.
Oh, do they
it's very-
average a bunch of judges' scores?
They
I
have a-
think yeah, something like that. I don't know how many
They have a
judges they
panel.
have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
there's a
'Cause I was just
panel
like
of judges.
imagining some like Rain Man type character sitting there like analyzing it, like that's an 8.727.
No, it's
No, that one's an
it's just a panel of
8.729.
judges, and but it's very subjective. Like the commentators on TV we're just talking about that, because there were some tricks or some runs, I don't know what to call them, by some surfers that like one judge gave it a 10 out of 10, and the other judge gave it like a 7.5, and then it averaged out to like an 8.75, I guess, or yeah, if I did my math right. So like it's completely subjective.
Would you rather
kinda
not be
bullshit.
subjective?
I mean, it's kind of impossible for it not to be subjective for like specifically skate and surf.
Like if you could have like a
Um,
robot that could just give, just an objective score to every trick.
That works for some events, for some sports events. Like a lot of them are very objective, like the weightlifting ones or soccer or basketball or whatever. I do think that there's space in the Olympics for like subjective sports, but like the ones that have more to do with beauty, like what do you call that thing? The dancing in the swimming pool,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
synchronized swimming.
gymnastics, skate and surf, like those. I think there is a place for that too, but there are some really weird decisions that are made,
Yeah.
and usually in favor of the host, like of the Olympics.
True. Yeah, like it'd be hard to just rule out subjectivity altogether, but at the same time, you would definitely take out a lot of bias. If you could just remove all bias, I think that would be best. But
Yeah,
the line
I don't
there-
know who the judges are.
I mean,
no one
yeah,
talks about who the judges are. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about too. I mean, you don't want to remove all unpredictability from those type of things too, because that is part of the reason why people watch watch those events is for the drama and the upsets and that sort of thing. Not to say again, I didn't watch the event, so it could have been that the Brazilian surfer was better, but you know, that is the magic and sometimes the tragedy of those sort of events.
You guys know what sport I'm just actually sick and tired of the subjectivity in though?
What is that?
Archery.
Are you all right? What was not subjective was that if you guys watch archery today and that Korean dude's hat, like there was one like younger guy in the team with a really cool hat, and that dude was awesome. Like,
Bro, the whole team
Like,
the whole team's wearing these cool hats, like the little white one with the brim.
Yeah, bro, I want to get one of those.
It is honestly like it was like two older guys and a younger guy. The younger guy was hilarious. Like the other two guys would be like expressionless, and the other guy, when he would get like a 10, was like, "Yeah!" And I was just like, I like that guy.
They'd get those like close-up shots where like the string is literally like on their lips. Their lips are like
yeah,
and their like eye is like squinted, and they're like just like aiming their like sights down at the target or whatever. It's so freaking cool.
Oh gosh, and it was like the fact that they got like 7 10s in a row, Brendan. Like the Korean team, they were on another level.
Bro,
And they're not even like close to the targets. They were crazy.
I didn't even know we were watching the Olympics. I thought you put Robin Hood on until like
yeah, that's the scene where you had to like shoot the two arrows into each other. They were pretty close to that. It was quite ridiculous.
And Robin Hood is Korean.
Oh my gosh!
I thought we were watching some kind of like foreign film Robin Hood.
Wow, this remix, great. But
It's sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then dude, beach volley. I love watching volleyball in the in Olympics too, because I never get to watch it. They never televise it really for anything. And then seeing the beach volleyball and the normal volleyball is so much fun. It's probably my favorite summer Olympic event. Just especially those close matches. It's so much fun. We watched a really good one where it was Brazil versus Argentina. Brandon, do you remember who won that?
Argentina. No, Brazil won. Brazil won.
I couldn't remember. Yeah,
close. It was very close.
Yeah, I think volleyball, any form of volleyball, and skate have been the most dynamic events of these Olympics. Because like there's always something going on. Everyone's always getting points in these two events, which you can't say for a lot of them. It's okay about beach volleyball. It's something that I've always thought, but every 4 years I think about that more. Obviously, it's bullshit how men wear like a jersey and like short shorts and girls wear bikinis. It's insane.
Bro, they literally get fined if they don't.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's insane that the highest performing athletes of that specific sport are wearing bikinis at their job. Isn't that weird as fuck? Like for surfing, they didn't wear bikinis. But for beach volleyball, they did.
Bro, it's literally so they can get more ads because like all the dudes watching are like,
yeah, dude, yeah, it's
like
the audacity to
so
find someone because they're not wearing like a skimpy outfit and wearing something that is objectively more practical for the sport. It's like, dude, come on, like.
Wait, they did that?
They were threatening to. Yeah, they were pretty sure they got fined, dude.
If
like,
you don't
so
follow
shameless.
the like dress code, you get fined, like straight up, because
like,
then they lose money.
There's no reason.
Yeah,
there's no reason for the girls to be wearing a fucking bikini.
It's literally just for like the sex appeal. Like,
yes,
it's fucking, it's like, yeah, it's icky.
And like, it's funny that they chose the sport where the female, also the males, but the females have like the most like aesthetically balanced body to do that. They didn't make like the weightlifting women wear like bikinis. They didn't make like, I don't know who else, but like someone that doesn't have, because beach volleyball is the hardest thing you can do with your body, I think, because you're jumping on soft sand for what, like 1 hour, an hour and a half. And in my opinion, like it's just one of the most athletic bodies in the Olympics is like possibly from the beach volleyball players, and they choose that to make the people who wear bikinis.
Imagine the how much people would be upset if they like said, okay, so if you're gonna play men's beach volleyball, you have to be shirtless and in a Speedo. Suddenly people would be like, I don't want to see that. Well, it's like, come on.
I'm pro
think
that.
about it.
I'm pro that.
Like,
I think that should happen.
You should just be able to wear whatever makes you the best at your sport. Like, if you think without like within reason, like you can
Wear like an Iron Man, make an Iron Man suit. Like it's just like
I'm wearing fins to the swimming event. Like I don't know if that necessarily makes sense.
Yeah,
but like within reason, you should just like wear whatever you're gonna like perform your best in. Because I think the whole point of the Olympics is, besides like bringing home gold for your country, it's to like get world records and to like break records that have never been broken before, and like push like human competition and like achievement to its like pinnacle, you know, and do whatever you can to like just try and be the absolute greatest that's like ever done it.
Yeah, bro. And I'm trying to think of what the craziest like event for the athletes to wear bikinis in would be. And imagine, so like, you know, like have you watched any fencing where they wear like the conductor?
Oh god!
Imagine that, but it's just a bikini, and it's a new fencing event where you can only like get points if you touch the clothes parts.
Oh god! Yeah,
it sounds deadly.
Yeah, that would be over quickly. Yikes!
You can apparently actually get kind of hurt playing fencing.
I believe it.
I think in the 80s, a dude got poked through his like face mask and like went through his eye and like hit his brain. Like into his skull.
What?
I hate that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wait, is the edge of the sword or whatever?
It's the point.
It's usually not. Maybe back then they still. I don't imagine they would still have points on them. Like when I did fencing when I was little for like a couple weeks, and they would. It was like a what's it called? Like local park district class for weeks. Then I didn't go back because it was really boring for some reason. But that's another story. But we would use foils with like a little like it was like a foil. It had a sharp point, but if they would put like a little rubber ball like on the end, like epoxied on there, so it wouldn't fall off or anything. So like there must have been some sort of malfunction because there's no way they're actually fencing with like fully pointed swords.
I don't know, man. I feel like if any group was to do that, it'd be the Olympians to do it with the real swords. I don't know. Didn't UCSD have like a weirdly good like fencing program?
Dude, our fencing team.
They practice. Yeah, they practice at the main gym.
Yeah.
And I used to work out there because I lived in Muir for 2 years. And bro, no joke, like 80% of the time that I was working out, and I went at like very weird times. Like it wasn't very consistent at all. They were always fucking practicing.
That's cool. I wonder how many graduates have been on the Olympic team. That actually might
probably
be
a
kind
lot,
of interesting to look it up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I saw a baseball player from UCSD is at the Olympics right now.
Oh, sick.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And there's this girl that I used to see around UCSD who I know for a fact, and I've seen on TV, her at the Paralympics or Special Olympics. Is that
Paralympics? Yeah, Paralympics.
Paralympics, yeah. So that's cool too.
That's sick. Yeah. Well, you see, you got to read on the Trines, represent. That's cool.
Rose, what do you guys think about this topic? There's some events that have no like point in existing in the Olympics. Like the Olympics is supposed to show the world like what the best performing bodies can do in a specific task. And for instance, like archery, I think is totally valid. It's cool to see like the best archers in the world going at it. But like having a specific event for like backstroke and swimming is completely
kind of convoluted, and some of the running too. It's like there's a lot of very slightly different events that I don't know.
Because like I'd like to see what the best swimmers in the world can do, but what in the real world you'll never need to do like a butterfly Is that called a
I mean-
butterfly also?
I mean,
like
in the
no
real
one's
world,
ever gonna butterfly swim in the real world.
So,
ever.
devil's advocate, in the real world, you're also never going to need to play soccer or do fencing
No.
or use archery or play
Fencing could
handball
happen
or
if
play
climate-
table tennis or,
we could go back to sword fighting if climate change is as bad. As
That's a great
And
image.
the microplastics take over
Yeah.
water.
me running along like roofs of like flooded San Francisco buildings, like in like a fencing fight with someone. That's a great movie.
Fucking
That would
Assassin's
be
Creed.
awesome. But I don't know. I'm of the opinion. I think I'm all for adding sports that make sense to be added. Like I think skating's cool. I can get why they made that choice because that's a very popular sport. Like snowboarding really is. But then occasionally they'll do some choices that don't really make any sense. Like I think removing baseball was really weird because that's like a very popular baseball.
Oh,
You never
I thought
played
said
Spaceball?
Spaceball. I was like,
No,
the movie.
That's yes. But they removed baseball from
They
the
removed
Olympics.
baseball?
Oh yeah, it's not in the Olympics. No, there's
So what I just said is complete bullshit.
they might
There's no
be.
use
They
to
might
this.
have. There's softball.
There is softball.
Oh,
There's
softball,
softball.
yeah.
So that's probably what they're
They
playing.
removed
Fact check
baseball
you
and
from
capped
here
softball.
Well, they're both popular sports. It's just the fact they removed one or the other is strange to me. And then like another example is they added breakdancing. Cool,
What?
but like
What? There's
But think about-
breakdancing in the Olympics?
but think about it. The Olympics are a company. They're run by a company, and they're going to try and draw in new viewership. So, in some ways, that's part of the reason why they added skateboarding and breakdancing to make it fresh. But I think their better strategy would just be to keep add new things when they're relevant, sure, but keep the old stuff too. Like removing baseball is silly. That's a very popular sport. Ironically, especially in Japan, baseball is very big in Japan as well as the United States. So them removing that was a very weird choice.
I think. Wait, it is in the Olympics this year. Are you? Where did you hear that it wasn't?
Am I going insane?
Yeah, because I could have sworn I saw like baseball/softball, and it's just like a gender thing.
Wait, breakdancing is in the Olympics. How do we feel about that?
Wait, is that true?
That's crazy. What if we start putting like ballet and like
That'd be dope.
like other forms
Oh,
of
breakdancing,
dances?
it says, will be in 2024.
That's crazy. What?
And then soon-
like that.
And then soon, like we'll start adding like singing competitions in the Olympics.
Oh, my mistake, guys. I just looked it up. The baseball just came back this year. They actually kicked it out of
Oh.
2 Olympics, though, in 2016 and 2012. For reasons I have no idea. But they actually brought it back, which, again, makes complete sense because baseball is huge in Japan, so they probably would have been pretty pissed if it wasn't
Right.
in.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds awesome. Because I was going to say, I feel like the baseball not being in the Olympics narrative I've heard.
Yeah, so that was what it's from. It's a little outdated at this point.
Has climbing been in the Olympics before? Because there's sport
No,
climbing.
that's the first
I
one.
think that's a newer one too. But again, actually,
That's
that
the
one
first one.
kind of makes that one's cool too. I feel like climbing's another worldwide popular sport.
Yeah.
That actually would be pretty cool to see.
Have you ever watched sometimes I'll watch like bouldering championships on YouTube. It's fucking crazy. Like it's so impressive to watch.
I've seen the
Bro.
one where they try to like speed climb up this huge rock wall that's above water, and like
Yeah,
the
that
fastest
one's
amount of
cool.
time. That one's sick.
But
I saw
bouldering,
that on a TikTok. It's cool.
which one? The speed climbing or?
The one above a swimming pool. So
yeah,
like, if
yeah,
you fall-
probably
yeah,
speed climbing. Yeah.
I don't know. Bouldering is crazy because it's like this big wall. They're not on a rope, and it's like, and they have to like kind of traverse it. And there's all these like crazy textural differences. And I don't know, like just watching it, it's very exciting. And like the speed climbing is kind of over quickly. The bouldering, like they have to like meticulously make their way across the wall, make sure they don't fall, and like on these like tiny little handholds.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like Ninja Warrior, but in the Olympics. I'm actually really
Kinda,
hyped
yeah.
about that.
Do you
And
think they're
Yeah,
gonna-
what if the Olympics start adding like arts into the Olympics? So like they start adding like dancing and then
Looping.
I mean,
and then the Olympics become just like an event of like human accomplishment in any way. And then like they start having like TED Talks also because it's like human accomplishment and like sciences.
I think they're physicality based, so I don't think they'll get there, but I get your point.
We're adding Nobel prizes to the Olympics.
Honestly, well,
the gold medal for the
you guys-
Nobel Prize for physics.
you guys are laughing now, but when we're in the Olympics for best podcast, I don't want to hear any of this negativity. All right, we got some gold medals to win.
How would a podcast Olympics work? Like you do just an hour episode and you have to get judged.
Yeah.
judges.
We'll have a panel of judges, and they'll shit on us because we complained about subjective voting, and they'll be like, "We remember that."
Bro, stand up in the Olympics. That would be crazy.
Oh, that's great. That would be
Especially
so much fun.
the language barrier, like who would be able to judge that? Because there's no way it would translate between different languages.
I imagine just like someone speaking like this like random foreign language, and the crowd like loses it.
Guys, the year is 2042 or 2040. And Iceland has just won its first gold medal for stand-up comedy.
Oh, dude, you know who would win the stand-up comedy, international comedy? The guy who plays Mr. Bean. That dude is like universally loved. He would wipe competition like easily.
That man turned his career around so fast. He thought he was washed up and starts taking home like 8 Olympic gold. Gets put on like a Wheaties box.
Bro, that guy is obsessed with like sports cars. Did you guys know that?
Really?
That makes him that much cooler.
He owns like several Ferraris.
Oh yeah, I mean, with how much he makes, I mean, that's chump change for him. That's nothing.
Have you guys ever heard of like speaking of just like British pop culture stuff? You ever heard of Mr. Blobby at all?
No.
I'm
Holy
sorry,
shit.
what?
Oh my god, you guys! I don't even know. Like, it definitely involves like a visual aspect.
Should I even look this up? Like on
it's
my normal
not
browser?
like, yeah, it's not like it's just a little bit upsetting to watch.
What the?
Oh my god!
Let me see if I can like share. If I share my screen,
What?
Let through audio.
Bro, who's Ed the Duck?
This looks like a Pennywise disguise. Like
Dude,
this.
it's fucking horrifying. Yeah.
Oh god, I hate this.
It's been on British
Jesus.
TV for like years and years. But
Basil
the best part is the fucking sound.
There's sounds.
Oh yeah, dude. Here, tell me if I share my screen. Tell me if you guys. Oh, I can't. The host disabled it.
I
Damn.
got you.
We've been doing this for a year, boys. We have at some point we have to be able to share our screens at some point.
Nah, you can edit this out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seamless
why
transition.
This is so weird. I have to literally make Ben the host in order to let him share his screen.
Really?
Wait, allow to record, allow to multi-pen.
Ben, would you like for your birthday a 48-inch inflatable, Mr. Blobby?
What's the price we're talking on this bad boy?
I'm about to corrupt my family's Amazon account with this. All right. $22. That's not as bad as I thought. Yeah, for what you get out of it.
Oh my god. All right.
Customers who viewed this product also viewed a Rhode Island 36-inch giant inflatable pickle
Uh-huh.
and
Alright.
an inflatable rat. This is getting weird. I'm gonna get out of this. You go on.
Can you guys see the YouTube screen that's up?
We
Unfortunately.
won't be able to hear it though.
No, I shared sound.
No.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Which show could you have seen Sarah Green killed in a basement and Michael Parkinson possessed by a ghost called Pipes? Jack, Denise?
Noel's house party.
You think that Sarah Green was killed in a basement in Noel's house party? Which episode did you see?
Mr. Blobby done it.
He killed Sarah Green in a basement.
I hated Mr. Blobby when I was like he terrified me more than anything else. Like he looked like a fat, jaundiced baby. Like, anyone would find that amusing. It was horrible.
They bring them out.
Yeah,
Just
Teletubbies.
making sure.
They're joyous things. Blobby is evil.
Right, it's the final question of the Big Fat Quiz of the 90s. And to ask it, we're honoured to have one of the decade's most iconic stars. Please welcome Apologies, Jack. Mr. Blobby. Oh,
Oh, no way.
Oh God!
Bro, it sounds like the freaking zombies.
All right, that's enough. It's
I
so
hate that.
It's so
What?
painfully unfunny too. Like British comedy is fucking weird, dude. Like that just was killing like old British people in like the 80s. It's just so weird and upsetting, dude.
I'm watching like a house building / like decorating show on Netflix right now that is British. And bro, what it's really funny to me how like the host, he's supposed to like the host of a show like that in Brazil or in the United States, someone who's super like friendly and shit. The host of that show, he like insults people like to their face. And the people like take it on the chin and like go like, yeah, no. Like that's just how British people interact with each other. It's so fucking weird.
It's like
to
a
me.
weird, dry, like kind of coldness, but like
Yeah.
directness too. And it's kind of like it's
Yeah.
almost. I kind of like it. I kind of like British humor. It's very
No,
refreshing.
I appreciate the honesty, but
Yeah,
it's such a weird way of interacting with people. It's like, oh shit, you're building this shitty house on this shitty place of England. Oh yeah, I am. Well, I don't think it's shitty, but yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Like it's so counterintuitive. It's funny.
Kind of mean to each other, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like since like everything about them, like their humor, their drama, all that stuff is like so dark. I also though feel like sometimes you need that in order to create things like Black Mirror. Like I just feel like the United States can't make Black Mirror. Like it has to be from like British makers.
dude. The United States couldn't make Mr. Blobby. That is scarier than any Black
Yeah.
Mirror episode I've ever seen.
Yeah, it really haunts your dreams. It's like The Ring.
I hate the noise. The noise sounded like it was out of a horror.
It sounded like COD zombies.
It did, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it did. Yeah, low key. You could edit that noise with them running at you.
I wonder if anyone's ever modded a game to put Mr. Blobby in it.
There's a Mr. Blobby song.
Don't. That's not.
Is it sung by Mr. Blobby or about Mr. Blobby?
Performed by character in Mr. Blobby.
I don't think. Oh no. I don't know, man. I don't think that sounds very.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be
enjoyable.
cursed. Like we're gonna be back on here in like a week or two, and I'm just gonna like things are just gonna be off about me. Like maybe some like yellow dots kind of like appearing, a little bit more of like a pink complexion to my face. The next week I'm gonna be wearing a bow tie. He's like, man, I didn't know your eyes are green.
I didn't know you didn't have real eyes, bro.
Why is the white of your eyes green? That's the real question. Why are you 8 feet tall? But getting back to the Olympics real quick. It's no, because I didn't.
How do we go back to this for Mr. Blobby?
Yo, Shadu, I was literally I saw this TikTok the other day, and it was like it's from this account called Willie's World. Shout them out because they're really funny. But it's like the caption is like when someone changes the subject like back to like an earlier subject or whatever. And I was like, this happens on the pod so much. And it's basically this guy there's like two guys in a room. And he's like, yeah, and I think the draft is going to be really good this year. Like, there's a lot of really good prospects. Like, I honestly feel like maybe, like Kentucky's sending a lot of guys. And then, like, this guy walks in the room. He's like, guys, I just got back from the vet. Frankie is really sick. Like, he didn't make it. I'm so sad. And they're both like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, that's really tough. And, like, the next guy's like, yeah, man, I'm so sorry about that. And then the third guy's like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. But like, back to what I was saying before, like pretty much with like the draft, and like jumps right back into the previous conversation.
It happens. Like, It's weird.
The
I
Olympics
mean,
is like a big topic.
yeah, and like we're having a 1 hour conversation. It's gonna happen at some point where like one of the four of us didn't finish like what they were about to
Well,
say. But
how can we tie the two together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of peak physical performance, Mr. Blobby, just like the Olympians. Back to you, Juju.
yeah, what I was gonna say is that it's cool to test all the things that we can do with the human body if we're at the peak of our capabilities. Some things could definitely go, like some specific events. Like we're never gonna butterfly swim ever. And about your point, Shane, yeah, we're never gonna need to like play soccer in the wild, but with the Olympics, the way I think of it is like um out of all the things that we like to do with our bodies, like in 2021, out of all the physical activities that are really popular around the world and that take a lot of physicality, who like let's show the world for like 20 days every 4 years what the best people at those specific things can do. And like swimming is cool. Swimming is definitely like something that people are used to and interested in. But specifically butterfly like style swimming, and then
It's
I don't
like
know,
running.
it's just
It's a different form of the exercise. I think that's what kind of makes it cool. I mean, to be a good swimmer, I mean, there's going to be people who have different specialties. Just like
think about it this way. If there was like a Mount Olympus of like the Olympic athletes, like where, oh shit, like which ones would you really care about and respect? And which ones would you kind of be like, well, I guess that's a skill. To me, like butterfly style swimming is one of those where I kind of go like, what? Where like
Clearly,
archery is dope and like the best soccer players in the world is a cool thing to like aspire to. And like shooting, that very first event, which is I guess like just shooting, and then weightlifting, anything I can think of is cool. But there's specific things they could kind of like take out of the Olympics. Like
rhythmic gymnastics.
that's
That's
cool
the most
too.
impressive sport.
I mean, I don't care about that, but I see the effort and I see how like
wait,
it's not too niche.
I feel like that's the
Am I
most
not
niche
making-
yeah,
one.
I think that's the most niche. Do you do backflips on the way to work to do like?
No, but it's cool. Like it's not like there's. Wait, there are like 3 different types of like artistic like gymnastics.
I think there are way more than 3, man. There are like
Rhythmic's the one
it's
where
like
they, like,
tracker.
they hold the ribbons and do like crazy
Okay,
shit.
that's bullshit. That can go too. But like,
bro, what
that
about
should be like
what about trampoline, bro?
that's dope. Like to see the people that can dive the best in the world.
No, trampoline.
Trampoline, yeah. Oh, trampoline is a specific thing in gym. Oh,
It's like just jumping up and down on a trampoline.
that's dope. 'Cause that
Who can bounce the highest?
Your filters
Yeah.
of what
No.
you think is cool and what you think shouldn't be in the Olympics are very strange to do. I'm just saying, like,
it all makes
swimming-
sense. It all makes sense.
no, it doesn't. Swimming is one of the most popular sports, and like in terms, I'm gonna throw you a new question. In terms of like who's actually in the best shape out of all the athletes in the Olympics, I guarantee you,
Swimming,
yeah.
all of the swimmers are up there. You have to be strong your entire body to be a good
No,
swimmer.
I agree, Shane. Shane, I agree, but I think it should be concise. So like streamline it. Who are the best swimmers in the world? Let's maybe like do 3 or 4 swimming events like with different distances, because that's important. Like it's a different thing to swim like very fast 50 meters and like 500 meters. It's very different. So that's okay. And then doing the team thing where like they take rounds is also cool because you get to see like who the best like team of swimmers is in the world. but like, let's not try 1,000 different styles of swimming. I think the freestyle is dope. Like the freestyle should be all that there is. Because you get to pick like however you like. People always do the most straightforward one, and that's the basis of like sports. You get what gets you the best results, and then same thing, cohesion. For gymnastics, it's okay to like see who can jump the best and who can like do all those flips and shit the best, but do like 3 or 4 events, not like 1,000 like there are right now. Do you get
Maybe
my point?
some people like watching all those sports to
No,
do.
no, no.
Maybe
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they're not popular. They're definitely popular. What I'm saying is like it takes out of the experience of seeing who the best people in the world are at doing some things.
I
You know
also,
what I mean?
I also, Heike, feel like we should take the sport of swimming, fencing, swimming, fencing, shooting, and sailing, and then combine them all into one sport called pirating.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, it's like, I mean, you gotta be careful. I mean, we know the English historically are pretty good with pirates, but like the Spanish also don't mess around, and like, I feel like
Somalia would clearly win.
Yeah, Somalia, bro.
Somalia takes
Somalia.
gold.
That'd be a lock.
Bro,
that'd be a lock.
imagine being a Somalian pirate. You like board a ship, and there's someone on board. They're like, "All right, sorry, this was a bait ship, but we need you." It's like the Olympics. We need you for the Olympics this year. Can you make it?
Bro, that's a dope movie. That's a
the
dope
captain.
movie.
You guys, I was talking shit, but I have a rhythmic gymnastics final from 2016 going in the background on my other monitor, and shit kind of goes hard. Like
it always does.
It's very, very mesmerizing to watch.
I enjoy the sports. I don't know. It's like the same thing. It's like it'd be like in Winter Olympics, you only had one skiing event instead of several, but like it's cool to see the different styles. I don't know. At the end of the day, I enjoy it.
I feel like also we're conflating sports with events, because like it's not like the butterfly is a different, like it's part of like a different sport category. Like it's all just swimming, and then swimming has just different events that you can compete in. Whereas like I'm looking at this now, there's a basketball sport and a 3x3 basketball sport. Like that's not another event. That's just another sport entirely. Like that's completely unnecessary.
I don't know who needs 3-on-3. Like one-on-1 would be cool, but like why the fuck do we have 3-on-3 and 5-on-5?
There's BMX racing and BMX freestyle.
That's
why does it need to be racing
Yes,
for
both are pretty dope.
BMX?
But why do we need BMX racing, road racing, and track?
I mean, you're gonna have.
What the fuck is the difference?
I mean, they're gonna have very different tracks. I imagine there's gonna be very different styles. I think it's what's part of fun. Normally, you have the same athletes and competing in a lot of those, and it's cool because I feel like it highlights their different strengths and stuff. And like maybe it's not. I've been to like track meets and stuff. I was never that good, but like I've run in them, and they're kind of fun because you get to compete in different things, and everyone has their strong suits. And if you eliminated a lot of them, you wouldn't get to see that. Like Usain Bolt, best sprinter in the world, but if you only had one running event and it was a mile, Usain Bolt would not win because he is not the fastest mile runner in the world. He was the fastest at sprinting. And I don't know, I kind of enjoy it.
Wait, just to close my point, I'm not saying it's the popular thing to do. I'm not saying it's the thing that they should necessarily do, because I do think it makes a lot of people a lot of money, and it makes a lot of people happy because they get to like, if there weren't that many categories and that many events, a lot of people wouldn't have any medals. So it's cool. Like the more people getting medals, the better. What I'm saying is, if we were to strictly look at the Olympic spirit of like what they used to do and like something BC, it'd be just like a lot fewer events. I'm not saying a lot fewer sports, but definitely a lot fewer events. But yeah, like they need the money. Like you said, they're a company, so like they get a lot of money from ads and from, I don't know, partnerships, and a lot of people are like building an entire career on being able to like accomplish something at a specific event. So it's cool, but the standings, the ranking doesn't really reflect who the best bodies in the world are at performing specific things. I think like Kosovo is in the top 10.
Wait, what? That's crazy.
It was yesterday or 2 days ago when Brazil won the gold. Brazil was 12th and Kosovo was, I think, like 9th. Because they had like 2 gold medals at something. So
Well, it
it's
sounds
cool.
like this all stems from you being salty about Kosovo being ahead of you.
No.
Kosovo loves you, dude.
It's all
Wait a
conjecture.
minute. I get it now. I see where this comes from.
You're gonna start. That's the start of like a new conflict between Brazil and Kosovo. It's the next
The
World War.
deep-rooted tensions, yes.
World War III started by Brazil and Kosovo. Just like Franz Ferdinand.
So what happened to
And
Donda?
yeah, fuck. It's bullshit. Oh, we're ahead. No, we're not
You guys hear
ahead.
the new Kanye West album?
Rip.
Did you hear about the listening party he had on Friday?
Yeah.
He basically he sold out like tickets for this stadium in Atlanta, and he had the album play over the loudspeakers. And the entire time, he just paced the floor of the stadium, didn't say a word once the entire time. He just paced around while his album played and like just silent, just observed.
How has it not been
It was
released yet?
it was literally, no, it has, but it's like not the
Oh, not great
latest.
quality.
Yeah, it's not the latest master, obviously, because it's people like bootlegging shit from the stadium. But yeah, he's the only person to ever sell out an entire stadium that wants to watch a dude listen to his own album. It's crazy.
That is
He was just
wow.
listening. Yeah, he literally just wanted to listen to his own album and the biggest speakers he had. So he sold out a stadium to like listen to it in the stadium. And what people are saying is that he's not happy with some mixes and some masters. So him and Mike Dean, who's like the producer who's made like so much good shit, like he's basically like the guy behind like Kanye and Travis. He and Mike Dean are just going over the mixes, and there's some informal talk about a new release date for like August and like August 6th or something. It's coming. People are rushing them because like people are anxious, but it's coming, and when it comes, it'll be the best version of it. I think I saw a thing where it said that every single album by Kanye was delayed like several days. So
yeah, I remember hearing about this like last time too, and I don't even like follow his music that closely. So if I remember it, I'm sure it's a pretty common thing.
Bro, imagine
I remember
like,
Ben.
airplanes were delayed the way that Kanye albums are.
yeah.
The pilot's just like, I don't want to release the plane.
Ben was super excited for the album that was supposed to be called Yandi last year,
Dude.
and then it never happened.
It was
Yeah,
like 2
Yandi
years
didn't
ago
even happen
almost
at
at this
all.
point.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's probably gonna be sick though, because it's the first album since Life of Pablo that isn't Christian necessarily, and isn't like 7 songs long. It's probably gonna be a long album about a lot of different things, not just gospel music.
Is there a track list yet?
Yeah, it's on his Instagram.
Really?
It's a picture of the whiteboard.
Oh.
Shit.
And he released a clip of a song that sounded pretty dope.
There's a song with Billy Ray Cyrus. It's supposed to be a mix of country and rap.
But
That's gonna be
Oh,
incredible.
I don't feel happy about that. Damn, he got Travis Scott on there. He's got a lot of features.
He has Jay-Z.
He's got.
By the way, I just checked, and Kosovo is still ahead of Brazil.
We're getting up to the minute details on this.
Bro, Taipei is ahead of Brazil.
Bro, it's kind of fucked that they called it Chinese Taipei and not Taiwan.
It was a compromise apparently to let them compete under a different group, but yeah, it was a whole thing. I read there's an interesting article by one of the bigger like newspapers that goes into pretty good detail about that. It was a compromise, I guess, like in early 2000s, I want to say.
The thing is, Brazil usually gets medals for soccer and volleyball because Brazil is arguably, I don't think even arguably, I think it's definitely the best volleyball playing nation in the world because anyway, we're always very good. But sports, for sports, for team sports like that, you only get as many medals for like being the best basketball, baseball, volleyball, soccer team in the world as you get for like a specific event in like shooting or archery or swimming or athletics, which takes a lot less time. And it's crazy. Like team sports should be awarded more medals.
Wait, this is the first time I've ever even thought about this. Do team sports, if they win a gold medal, does each person get a gold medal, or is it just
no?
What? I mean, each person physically gets a gold medal, but it counts as one. Or else,
that's what I meant.
You would just win one team sport and get the most out of the entire competition because you happen to have a soccer team with like 17 subs.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Like I was like, is it like a trophy where they just get handed one medal? They're like, here you go. That's good that they all get a gold medal.
Yeah. Fun fact: Kosovo's 2 gold medals are, I think, their first ever in the Summer Olympics.
Butterfly swimming.
No, judo. They dominated the women's judo. They dominated.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Judo's fucking dope to watch.
I guess they won their first ever one on it was like the day of a tragedy because I guess there was this like huge like accident in the country the same day they won, so it was kind of like a ray of hope for the country because there was this like big tragedy there. So that's pretty crazy.
I thought that was a movie about a teen pregnancy.
What?
Juno?
What?
Yeah, Juno, not judo.
And with that, we are going to wrap up the episode on that great joke, Brendan. Good one.
Good night, everybody.
Well, we'll be back at you with some more hot Olympics talk next week, probably. But for now, I've been Ben, and I am hereby starting an official petition to, instead of bikinis, that being the law for beach volleyball, they have to all wear Mr. Blobby uniforms.
I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Just say fart beat.
Oh, bro. Okay, I've been Brendan, and I just saw this video. It's going to blow your mind. When solid comes out of your butthole, you're pooping. When liquid comes out of your butthole, you're pooping, and we call that diarrhea, right? But it's the act of pooping. When air comes out of your butthole, you're still pooping. You're pooping a fart, but you're pooping, bro. You're still pooping. Solid, liquid, gas. It makes no difference. You're always pooping. That's the act. Thank you.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So when something enters your ass, your cavity, then you're inverse pooping.
Correct.
Let's end the show. My name is Shane. Mr. Blobby will haunt my nightmares forever.
My name is Yadu, and a few weeks ago, I finished this book, and I wanted to read a quote off of it to close out an episode.
It's not about
Thank God I
pooping,
remembered.
right?
No, thank God I remembered. I thought I wouldn't. So this book is called Meditations. It's by Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, the philosopher emperor of Rome. Okay, can you hear my voice? Is it nice?
Crispy.
All right. Body, soul, mind. Sensations, the body. Desires, the soul. Reasoning, the mind. To experience sensations, even grazing beasts do that. To let your desires control you, even wild animals do that. And rutting humans and tyrants, from Phalaris to Nero. To make your mind your guide to what seems best, even people who deny the gods do that. Even people who betray their country. If all the rest is common coin, then what is unique to the good man? To welcome with affection what is sent by fate, not to stain or disturb the spirit within him with a mess or false beliefs. Instead, to preserve it faithfully by calmly obeying God, saying nothing untrue, doing nothing unjust. And if the others don't acknowledge it, this life lived with simplicity, humility, cheerfulness, he doesn't resent them for it and isn't deterred from following the road where it leads to the end of life. An end to be approached in purity, in serenity, in acceptance, in peaceful unity with what must be.
Wow, the new Kanye album sounds awesome.
Or like fartus or smelliest.
You're gonna say you're gonna read a quote, not half the book.